From doorstep to doorstep, strangers are taking care of strangers.
It is absolutely one of the most inspirational things that I have seen.
The PDX COVID-19 Mutual Aid Network is making sure of that.
The goal is just to make sure that everybody has their needs met right now.
They formed just about a week ago and already have more than 2,300 volunteers dropping off everything from food to medications.
So we have huge populations in our community who were never able to afford supplies in the first place, but now specifically when our supplies and resources are scarce, they really don't have access to these things.
The grassroots organization is made up of seasoned organizers with backgrounds in healthcare, the tech industry. Louis Redman is a social worker.
And we're seeing people at severe risk of impact, whether that's losing jobs, our houseless community, our immigrant community. These people are needing support more than ever. And I think that's why people are coming together.
The PDX COVID-19 Mutual Aid Network works alongside established nonprofits. Wednesday, their deliveries came from the Oregon Food Bank. They aim to set up 5 drive-up sites to give out food in the coming days.
It's vital, but it's also instilling hope, I think, for people.
And yes, these volunteers are taking safety precautions, wearing gloves and practicing social distancing.
We are just dropping off what people need and leaving.
They take requests for aid online, about 4 an hour according to Louis, and if people can't volunteer their time, they can donate to the group's GoFundMe site.
We're seeing our community financially support other people in the community right now, and it's been truly amazing.
Louis says she's gotten calls from around the country from groups wanting to replicate this community action. Those who may have felt as though there was nowhere to turn now have hope delivered right to their doorstep.
People are talking about how they feel hope now, how they understand that we need each other as Americans more than ever right now.
The PDX COVID-19 Mutual Aid Network is also working with Congressman Earl Blumenauer to create a one-stop shop of resources online. Once that site is up, we'll have a link for you at kgw.com. We'll also have a link to their GoFundMe page and where you can request aid if you need it. You can also drop off food and hygiene donations right now at the Q Center and join in Portland. Brittany Folkers, KGW News.
Coronavirus pandemic will, of course, start with the latest cases, warnings, and closures, but of no less importance are the stories of how we're helping each other get through it. Erin Maben introduces us to people who did just that today.
The United Way parking lot was safe and busy Tuesday afternoon. People taking items from a truck and loading it into their trunks. Just one act of kindness that we saw today. From lifting to loading.
There's a good variety. I think people would be glad to get it.
It's close to clockwork in the United Way parking lot. Volunteers like Jan Wilberg gathering fresh food.
There's a lot of fruit, berries.
Packing items tight.
We have a truck, obviously have the time because we're stuck at home.
This donation comes from the Pfister after events were canceled due to coronavirus.
Most of it will go to food pantries or small nonprofits.
We're headed to Sojourner, which is just a couple of blocks from here.
Next level of like, hey, let's support each other. Could you hang on a second? Paul?
In Milwaukee's Story Hill neighborhood, Kimberly Byer also has her hands full, juggling busy children. But Byer found time to write her nearby neighbors.
I printed it, I dropped it in the mailboxes. It took about 20 minutes total.
Letting her community know they're ready to pitch in by doing grocery runs, making meals, or reaching out to those who just need to connect.
Loneliness is one of the worst feelings in the world.
I taught my kids to play checkers today.
Safely interacting with her neighbor, Amelia Brumman, who is touched by the message.
Seemed like a good idea, and I was really glad that she took the initiative to put it together for everybody.
People focus on delivering kindness, no matter the distance.
There's so many negative things going on right now, but maybe one of the positive things will be that small communities come together block by block.
And Byer handed out letters to every home on her block. She says they're already texting and communicating, checking in on one another. Reporting in Milwaukee, Erin Maben, Fox 6 News.
That we often see the best in each other, and a group of volunteers are banding together to help people in some of D.C.'s most underserved communities. Michael Quander explains the unique way the D.C. Mutual Aid Network is helping people make it through the coronavirus outbreak.
How are folk going to eat? How are folk going to get health care? How are folk going to get to work?
Questions Samantha Davis desperately worked to find answers to the moment the coronavirus hit D.C. She says the local government is doing something to address those concerns.
However, it's never enough, right? And so that's the role that I play along with other organizers and community folk throughout the city.
DC Mutual Aid Network, Taylor speaking, how may I help you?
A coalition of organizations and community members launched a hotline as a part of the DC Mutual Aid Network.
We've been doing mutual aid for like the past 7 years.
To help create a rapid response to some of their neighbors' most pressing needs.
And recognizing that not everyone has access to grocery stores, not everyone has access to transportation, and not everyone can even leave their house.
The group is primarily focused on those living in Wards 7 and 8, communities where money, food, and resources are not always easy to come by.
I was hungry, and I know they help people out because I've been here before.
The group has stations set up all throughout neighborhoods and schools east of the Anacostia River, where people can get food, toiletries, and hand sanitizer. There are also volunteers who will deliver items to people who are not able to leave their homes.
We rely on each other. If we share resources, if we're building relationships with one another, then that is how we are going to survive this. This is how we're going to keep each other safe.
And look, you guys, safety is what this is all about. Making sure some of our most vulnerable people have the basic needs to make it through this pandemic. The DC Mutual Aid Network still needs donations like toiletries, food, and most importantly, money to buy what they need. We'll post how you can help on WUSA9.com and on our mobile app. I'm Michael Quander, reporting for WUSA 9.
During this challenging time, we want to highlight the folks spreading hope in our community. There's a Facebook group called Kansas City Mutual Aid. The sole purpose is getting help to whoever needs it, whatever that help looks like. 41 Action News reporter Emma James tells us why the woman who made it says it's necessary.
No matter what it is you need, whether it's a cup of coffee or a hot meal, Bailey Walton says her new Facebook group is here to help you out.
Just kind of thought we needed to take care of ourselves and take care of each other.
Bailey Walton created the Kansas City Mutual Aid Facebook group over the weekend. Within a few days, nearly 500 people joined. Walton says she got the idea for the group from mutual aid disaster relief training she recently completed. She says the page is a place for people to get help and resources.
Really, it's kind of for any kind of aid that anybody needs right now. So if you need a meal cooked and delivered, we can do that. We can do it on larger scales. We can deliver you toilet paper. We can provide emotional support.
With so many businesses closing down, Walton says the #1 request right now is money. Those donations would go toward buying medicine and food. Walton has Cash App and Venmo accounts set up people can send donations to. In Kansas City, Emma James, 41 Action News.
Hi, I'm Stephanie with the Madison Mutual Aid Network Cooperative, or we often call ourselves the Madison Man Co-op. And you might have seen us in the Mutual Aid Workspace, or the MAW, right outside the door of the Time Bank in the Social Justice Center. Did you know that the Dane County Time Bank is also our parents? We were born out of a research and development project looking at how time banking could be woven into the fabric of our lives and used as one piece among other community economic tools like pooling money, the way people have in mutual aid societies and immigrant communities and all kinds of societies since time immemorial. And then also developing more sharing, like tool libraries, maker spaces, and just plain old things that we can steward together. And then also cooperative ownership and governance and other forms of mutual credit that can engage with businesses, and linking them all together so we can redesign the economy by redesigning our own work lives and those of people in our networks. We are making great strides, and now that we are in high gear to respond to this pandemic. We would love for you to join up in any way. You don't need to be a member, but you're welcome to be a member. You don't need to call it a mutual aid network. You're welcome to use our tools or our frameworks in any community effort that you have going. What we're really looking to do is share our knowledge, materials, all kinds of help and support across locations, across communities, really build something that supports an equitable, just economy that's built on caring and mutual aid, that not only springs into action to help mitigate the problems brought by this virus, help mitigate the problems brought by the economic disaster that was already in place well before the virus came and is accelerating a lot, and then also really build the new regenerative community economy that we've been seeking. Do it right now as a response to this and as a way to get through it and come out stronger on the other end. We'll be running a lot of learning sessions and also 1 to 2 highly distanced work crews throughout the foreseeable future. We'll be basing that all online, and you can find out how to plug in at mutualaidnetwork.org. Check out the calendar there, but also check out all the other information, including a little 2-minute video that explains more. And please be in touch. You can earn time bank hours or human hours for any amount of time that you spend helping out, and we're really going to play with how you make those work for you. Thanks a lot, and I really hope to see you around.
As many Utahns face the uncertainty of what's next, dozens of people are rallying to ease the concerns of their neighbors. Fox 13's John Franke is in Salt Lake City with a story of how some Utahns are doing something positive with their time in isolation. Hi, John.
Yeah, hey, Kelly, it's really easy to feel like life is spiraling out of control these days. But some Utahns feel the way to grab control is to give back.
We're going to get through this. One of the things I keep saying is the only way through this is together.
It's hard to think about being together when we hear so much about social distancing.
And that's the beautiful thing about it is we're all doing this from our homes on Facebook.
But Chandra Benito and several others, including strangers,
So many of the organizers in this group I have never talked to.
decided they were going to do something about the situation we're all facing.
There's no one leader in this group. It's just everyone pitching in to do what they can. And
From their computers, they set up Salt Lake Valley COVID-19 Mutual Aid.
people can request groceries, medical supplies, medicine, sanitary supplies, and also some emergency cash.
The site allows people with an urgent need to request help. It also brings together people who want to contribute by donating money or delivering supplies.
People can say, hey, I live in this neighborhood, I have a car, I can, this is the time that I'm available, this is what I can do.
Any volunteers who sign up to make deliveries are given sanitation supplies and instructions on how to stay safe. So far, 140 people have volunteered, more than triple the number of those who requested help.
Salt Lake City is a great place to be right now for this because we have a culture here of helping our neighbor, we have a culture here of being prepared, we have a culture here of not panicking, and we have a culture of helping each other out.
It's a glimmer of light.
One of the best ways to deal with anxiety and fear is to give to other people and love other people.
A sign that while the world may seem dark now, it will get better.
We can support each other. We can get through this. We can flatten the curve.
And if you want to help or if you need help, we have links on how you can do that on our website at fox13now.com. Reporting live in Salt Lake City, John Franke, Fox 13 News, Utah.